Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Peteman Reviews. Today we have the Aerialbot Skydive. This is the Unite Warriors variant of the Combiner Wars version of Skydive. As you can see, he is in plane mode with his accessories, namely the missile system, which is the foot or hand of Superion, usually the foot, as well as his own gun as well on this side. Skydive is a kind of tornado variant. I say variant because it's got a double wing on the back. These are the flexible plastic, if you like, to avoid snapping off. Not a bad idea. And the reason I say tornado variant is that he actually retains the swing wing function of a tornado. You do have to then move the weapon systems around to make it work. And of course, the Autobot signal go the wrong way. But actually, that's quite nice to see. An unexpected bonus for the plane to actually have the ability to do the swing wing on him. So when he's at lower speeds, his swing wing's forward, and then when he speeds up, the swing wing goes back. In terms of designing otherwise, it's a really good design on the plane. The colour scheme works well with the black with the silver highlights. Detailing is pretty decent. He's got what look like, I don't know if you can see because they're the same colour as the body of the plane. There we are, little missiles which are mounted on. So they are. I'll try and. I think the best way to show these is to partially transform them. So if you just move the arm out of the way, there we go. So you see he's just got some missiles on here. They are black, so it's not really very easy to show them, but there we are. You can just get the highlights there. And these missiles, they're just pure decorative function. They don't do anything else. But it's quite nice to see that kind of information's gone onto it, or that kind of detail has gone onto it. As in common with pretty much all the other Aerialbots, the feet, they don't fold down. They are at least fairly small, but kind of spoils it. I mean, there's no sculpt in here, so what could have looked like jet intakes is just feet, and because they're quite big, it means the jet doesn't smoothly taper out to the back. But I say that's a fault that seems to be common with all the Aerialbots, with the exception of Superion. Obviously, the nose it's slightly flexible. It's not as flexible as these wings are here. So, in terms of transformation, the Aerialbots, with the exception of Superion, well, of course Superion, but also Silverbots, what I meant to say, all have a very similar transformation design. Not necessarily a bad thing, because once you get the idea of doing one, you can do all of them. So then we'll just pull the hands out a bit, then legs come out like that, and flip down. Now we'll just take them apart at this point, because what you need to make sure is this bit flips down like that, so that there's a little hole here, because as you can see here, you might be able to see there's a little tab that just goes into it, like so, to lock it in place. I'm sure that's, I was going to say that goes down, but you also need to make sure that the front leg as well goes down as well, so that it's out of the way. So lock that in place. It's front. The reason I say like that is because you have a gap here. There we go. That's what you see. You've got a gap. It's meant to be like that. On this side there isn't a gap. It's just a bit odd to have a gap, because it looks like it's not connected in right, but it is. So same on this side. Make sure you've got the little hole at the back in, and then that clicks in like that. These tail fins just flip up, and that's the legs done. Okay, so as you can see, we're almost there now. What we now need to do is the head. Move the head down like that, or rather the back of the plane goes down like that. Again, you've got little tabs there, little holes there, and it just slots in. While we're here, we'll just rotate the head so that it faces that way. And then as for the wings here, they do fold back. You can have them like that. You can move them up like that. It doesn't make a difference. I'm going to move it up. But honestly, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. And there we are. Now the arms do pose like that. The hands don't move. They don't move at all. They are at least a different sculpt, so they're silver on white, so you can see them. I say the arms are done, they're not fully yet. We just need to extend it. So it should be like that. So you see the difference? That's up like that, and that's flat on that side. So same thing, up like that. There we go. Then we're done. And there we are, that is Air Raid. Just give him his weapons, so that's his Superion gun. As you can see, it just slots in. And his own unique weapon. Well, I say unique, it's just a different colour version of someone else's, but nevertheless, you know, it's still the coloration that matches him. And there we are, that is Air Raid. So, in terms of modelling, pretty nice model. He's slightly different to some of the others in that he has a little bit more modelling on the chest plate here, which is the part that flips up to form the combiner, and that's quite nice to see because he's the only one who's got that, and it gives a little bit more detail. Again, he's got some quite nice coloration here in the chest panels here. I would personally have liked to have seen a little bit more red on here because it's just a block of white, but it kind of works. Head looks good, head's very detailed. Again, it's got a bit of an expression on it. The wings load up very nicely. This looks quite good as well, how it works. The arms are fully articulated. You do kind of expect that in modern toys, but it's still good to see that they're in there. And I particularly like the detailing on the joint here. It just stands out really well, which is good to see. The hands don't move at all, they are just moulded in place, but again, the detailing is quite nice, and the fact that it's a different colour to the arm just makes it stand out a bit. These are good. It's a shame the feet don't move, but they're kind of the right proportion as well, and you've even got little vents here. So all told, it's a pretty detailed robot, considering it's not the biggest robot in the world. We compare him with the commemorative edition of G1 Prime and the G1 Power Master Dreadwind. So he's smaller than they are. Again, we would expect that from an Aerialbot. He's not the leader. He's not. When I say major character, he's a member of the special team, the Aerialbots. That's what defines him. Not being a character much in his own right. You do know him. He does have to do some bits by himself, but Silverbot's got more personality than Air Raid has, and. Whereas a Power Master, like Dreadwind for example, they did much more with the character, at least in the Marvel UK comics and the latter Marvel US comics of Generation 1, whereas Air Raid virtually never appeared without the other Aerialbots. I think he might have been in one story, but I can't remember if that was him or Skydive. Certainly one of them I seem to recall was by himself, but the others, normally he appears with the other Aerialbots. To say the fact that even the Unite Warriors edition, he was sold as a member of the special team, the Aerialbots, not by himself. So to get that kind of detail on him is good to see. Just makes him feel like he's a proper Transformer and not just team member. I just wanted to show there to show you got the little vents on his arms like that as well. So yeah, he's you can move him around. He's got good leg movement like that. Good detailing. I'm going to bang on about the gun, the Superion foot/hand, because it's a bit. It just doesn't work as a gun, does it? You can so obviously see that it's a hand. It's just if you have it like that, so that part's visible. That's not too bad. It looks a bit more like a missile launcher. But just because the way he holds it, unless you have it absolutely dead on, and even then one could argue what the heck's this, just other than just a giant thumb, it's not the great. So we take that away. I suppose the main thing with these is it gives you something to do other than just have them lying around so you can lose them. At least you can pretend that it's a weapon rather than just a part that you don't need and you lose, and then when you make it appear and you go, oh, I've lost his foot, you now have it. If you just look at him with his gun like that, he looks good. Fairly slim, good articulation. The waist has moved as well, I forgot to say. It's a really good little toy. Obviously, he doesn't come by himself. He does come with the other Aerialbots to form Superion. And let's face it, most of the time, we're going to have him in this Superion mode. or as his play mode, probably mainly his Superion. He's probably spent the least time in his robot mode, but it looks good, and it's nice to see that the effort's been put in there. So, I think that's all we have to say for this one. We'll come back with the next episode, and we'll put all the Aerialbots together, and then we'll make Superion, and we'll see how that looks. So that is the Combiner Wars version of the Aerialbot Air Raid, and this is the Unite Warriors version, which puts him back into his G1 colours. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave any comments below, click on the other links, and we'll see you for the next video, and we'll see what Superion looks like. Thank you. Goodbye.